I made a couple of videos this afternoon here at the house, and I'm going to make this one, and this may be the last one for today. I really don't know. But today, it's as it was in the days of Noah. And there's not going to be another flood. But the people today are not interested in the truth, but they will wrangle about words all day and all night. And if it's not, and when I say wrangle over words, I'm talking about discussions, not just, wrangling over a word. I'm talking about the discussion or the doctrine. Today's doctrines are discussed and mulled over and over. If I hear another person tell me something about the church fathers, I personally could care less about what the so-called church fathers have done, because I can't see anything that the church fathers have done that has benefited much of anything. The only thing the church fathers have done is cause more division. And the division is there. There's no question that things have been divided. But the question is, what is going to happen when Jesus of Nazareth returns? I mean, there are some people that are declaring that people are going to just leave the earth by the thousands. I mean, there are, what I'm going to say, they can't be called anything other than denominations that are thoroughly convinced that if you are a member of their organization and you have been baptized in water, that you are going to fly away in a rapture. And you're going somewhere and do something for a period of years, which I don't believe for 1 minute is what's fixing to happen. I don't. There will be a return of the Son of Man, and there will be what will be known as the first resurrection. And if anyone reads, they can see that anyone who has part in the first resurrection, the second death will not affect them whatsoever. They won't have to, wait for books to be open to see what's going to happen to them. No, these will be those who God has declared and seen as worthy. Now, God saw one man years ago. His name was Enoch. And Enoch walked with God. And somebody says, well, God's never done this and God's never done that. No, God walked with Enoch, and God talked to Noah, and they were friends. God Almighty has met and dealt with every child that was born to Eve and their offspring, they all knew God Almighty. They knew the Lord. And they lived on the earth where the Lord was for all that number of years. Adam could talk to God and meet with God probably any day he wanted to for 900 years. And God talked to Noah on many occasions. I don't know how many times God talked to Noah in the first, 500 years of his life. But God was walking on the earth amongst the men and the women who were dying at whatever age they died on. But God was with them. Now things changed tremendously much after a flood, because God did not live on the earth after the flood, but God lived in heaven after the flood. And when Noah sacrificed some animals, God smelled the aroma. And if you want to see what happened, you can. But God Almighty is not going to change. He was God, and He's Almighty. I mean, God Almighty. He is the Most High. And people today do not understand that God has said that there will be a judgment, and books will be opened, and men and women will be judged according to what they have done, whether good or bad. But no one in the first resurrection is even going to have to wonder or worry about what's written in a book. No, they won't, because they will have already been judged by God Almighty, who decided that Jesus would be a king forever and over a kingdom forever. And Jesus has already been raised from the dead, and he will be the king forever in a kingdom that is yet to be seen on the earth, but it will be seen when Jesus returns. Everyone, whether they know about this or not, will find out quickly when Jesus returns that he has returned to be a king. And with him there will be others that have died. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Daniel, and I don't even think I could come close to naming all of those who will be with him. I know that there will be 144,000 of certain to do something. But when the Son of Man appears and God glorifies some other sons and daughters of men, yeah, the earth won't ever be the same after that. Sure won't. But if you think that all you got to do to be glorified is accept a free gift and a bath, that's not going to get it. Nope. But that got this video.